Hello internet, welcome back to another video. I just posted the introduction video right before this one. So if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. It kind of gives you a little introduction about what we're doing here. Not into deep detail, but a little bit. But what we got here is a Ford 4630 tractor, two-wheel drive of course, and a sower right here. We're actually going to have to disconnect this one and hook up to that poly sower right there in the back of my truck because I don't have the correct PTO shaft. I need a 540 on the shaft that I got for it. And the shaft I got was a 1000. I needed a 540. So just went and I borrowed that from a friend, this one over here, and has the right shaft and everything I need. So yeah, we're gonna go and about to unload this thing and see how it works. Okay guys, so we'll go ahead and unload this thing, take out these cotter pins on the side right here. Get that one, come over here to the other side. Get this one. Try not to bust my knuckle. There we go, got that one. Then we'll go ahead and just set it down for the top part of the 3-point hitch. Go in the toolbox, put those cover pins in there real quick, check the oil focus. Okay, oil looks good, just gonna have to trust me on that. Go ahead and get up here, start it. Not quite a cold start, but close enough, I guess. Now, when this thing is all the way lower, it's not quite on the ground, so just gonna have to just work it off the hitch, but got the top part out. Go ahead and just bounce a little bit. I just tried to get just as much fertilizer as I can. As y'all may know or may not know, fertilizer's prices are pretty expensive by now, so just try and get as much as we can. What little bit I got may just feed just only a couple plants, may only even one. But just get as much as I can. Okay, now that I got the fertilizer spreader disconnected and cleaned out and everything for the most part, I'm still gonna take the water hose and just wash it off. Make sure all of it's out, and just to stop any corrosion or anything from it. And then I'm gonna slide it right here back in the shed. Alrighty, so as y'all may or may not know, the price of diesel fuel is getting pretty off there. So I just went ahead and just cut off the tractor for the time being. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can get this fertilizer spreader out of here. But yeah, still not sure how I'm gonna do this. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to slide it out. Okay, got it all set out here, and I'm probably just going to drive the tractor up here so I don't have to try to wobble it down here. Got my PTO shaft. Alrighty, so I'm back on the tractor. I'm gonna hook up the fertilizer spreader, and so yeah, little overview of this tractor. I'm not sure what year model it is. has a lot of electrical issues and a lot of issues overall, but it's a high-low. It's a 2-range 4-gear tractor with the reverser right here, or the directional shuttle shifter. Put in high, 1, get a little bit of throttle. Show it forward. It's not the quietest thing ever, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and just back up as best I can. Before I do that, we'll go connect those 2 PTO shafts together, like this. Sometimes you just gotta work them a little bit. I'm going to take some WD-40 and just kind of spray it over a little bit, just to see if that will make it go a little bit smoother. Alright, got some WD-40. Just going to take it and spray it over a little bit. Oh yeah. Go. Slides right on in. As you can see, this is the right RPM. It's got the 540 6 tooth or 6 spline, I guess. Go put our WD-40 up. Go ahead and don't judge me for my messiness in my toolbox. But anyway, all right, guys. So we got a bucket of things. 7-18-36, which is 7 nitrogen, 18 phosphorus, and 36 potash. So that's what it looks like. It's got a little bit of trash in it, but yeah, we're gonna see. Dump this in there. Alright, so go ahead and just break that up a little bit. Alright, so that stuff was a little bit clumpy. Just go ahead and just break up all these little clumps. It's only a little bit, we're just going to use this to test out the sower right here. See how many rows it does and which direction it spreads farther on. It's only a 1-spinner spreader. Just going to get it. Probably should be wearing gloves doing this, but safety first. Yep. Now bucket. So now, go ahead and cover the sweet corn plot and test this thing out. Got Will on the tractor ahead of me. I ain't going no further. I'm gonna get stuck in the field. There he is. He's gonna go to that back corner over there. That's where we got our plot of corn. He's gonna spread this test mix and we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, so I've already seen the sweet corn patch. A little bit what it looks like. The weeds are not that bad out here. I have yet to see any. What we did is, this is some stuff we no-tilled in, and then we dissed the rest of it. Stuff over there, that was dissed, and the singulation over there looks a lot better than here. I mean, as y'all can see, I mean, you got that plant, and then about 3 feet of nothing, and then another plant, and then 2 right there close, and then a humongous gap of nothing. But honestly, I feel like the corn here looks a little bit better as far as the quality than over here, because this distal it drained more, but it also is a lot smaller because that stuff over there was planted a week after this, and then we have a little bit more down here that was planted a week after this, and we have another plot that was planted a week before the first stuff that we was talking about. But got a few weeds right here, like there, right there. A little smaller one right there. But I'm gonna try to get out here and spray within the next few days and just knock down these weeds. But now we have, this is our last planting stuff. Planted. Now, this stuff right here was planted not quite a month ago, but our problem this year was we didn't have enough rain at planting, and so the seeds just set in the ground. I'm gonna get this weed right here. The seeds basically just sat in the ground and just sat there and didn't really didn't have any activity until we got some rain. But I have a irrigation system that y'all see in probably the next video. But basically, we had a little bit of a drought. Well, not a little one, but a nice drought this planting season. So I didn't have my irrigation rig set up yet. So, but anyways, we're just gonna deal with what we got and go from there. Like I said, it's our first year doing this, so really didn't know that much. And another thing is, this is sweet corn. This is sweet corn on field corn, conventional corn. So it was in corn last year, and so, but sweet corn, it's a different plant, same characteristics, similar characteristics. You can see, like, this plant is a long, just spindly plant, but yeah, it's another issue that we're dealing with. But like I said, it's our first time doing everything and all, so just gonna learn from here. Got the fertilizer spreader right here, and yeah, so we're gonna just see and test how this works out. And I'm about to give the camera to Lee so I can concentrate on this.
I need to stand back. He's probably gonna hit me in the face with this, but bear with me. Technical difficulties.
Okay guys, so one of the issues I just had was my setting on the gate right here. These are your gates right here. It just wasn't low enough, so hardly any fertilizer was coming up. And the way this stuff, because this is older fertilizer, so this is from last year, but the way basically the gap was too small, and so I hardly wasn't getting any fertilizer out. But yeah, about to get up here and see what we got now. So the way it works is from that PTO shaft I was putting on earlier. So what we got to do is you push the clutch in, put it in high, first gear, and then we throttle it up. And this is our PTO right here. And then what I'm going to do is engage that and then just go as fast as it'll go until I get to the end there. But I'm not going to have the camera here because I don't want to drop it or anything, because of course I don't have a cab on this tractor, so I don't want it to fall or anything. So Lee's going to be filming me and everything. But just got that little bit of fertilizer sown. Go ahead and see what it looks like. You can see this is my left wheel track. Got quite a bit down here. Oh, that's that potash right there. That's the easier stuff to find. You can see the other stuff right there. But all right, everybody. So we're gonna now head back and get loaded up with the fertilizer I bought yesterday, and get that all mixed up and blended, and see what we got going on. All right, guys. So we're back here at the house and got our fertilizer buckets, and we're just gonna use this bucket to mix it all up, and then dump it in here. But before we do that, I'm gonna close the gate right there. Make sure it's good, and so we don't spill anything. But yeah, what we're gonna do is just gonna take like a cup or something and just pour it in of everything, and then mix it all up, and then just dump it in here, and yeah, just go from there. Set the camera up so you can get a time lapse of us mixing it. All right, so we got about 450 pounds of all the fertilizer just mixed and everything. That's what it looks like. And I'll do a description of all of the fertilizer intakes and everything of that were all of our rates and stuff, basically. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start sowing this. All right, everybody, we're at our first plot, and as you can see, this is actually the worst plot. This is probably the sandiest spot we got. This is the sandiest spot we got, and the singulation out here is just terrible. I mean, over here you just barely can't even tell enough to plant it, but there's one like right there and over there somewhere. But as you look ahead, it gets a little bit better towards the hill. But I mean, it's just terrible out here. But anyways, we're just gonna sow the fertilizer out here and just see how it does. Throttle up a little bit. Put it in high 1. Forward. PTO. Alright, so it's about a little bit after 8:30. Just got back home, as you can see. Got the fertilizer spreader, all that spread and everything. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go in for today. And yep, we'll hopefully get some rain, get some water on it, and see what happens from there. But hope y'all enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, hopefully this will be the start of hopefully a lot of videos from farming. Hopefully we'll be able to move into new things and with this channel, and just see what happens, see what goes from there. But thank you all for watching, and God bless. It is a few days later. Currently filling up a water tank to go irrigate in a little while. But I figured I'd go ahead and explain my fertilizer and why we did what we did. So we put down 100 pounds of K-Mag, 50 pounds of DAP, 100 pounds of AMS, or ammonium sulfate, 200 pounds of 19, 3200, which we side dressed with the other day. I think it was about maybe 100 or 50 pounds, can't remember, but it was one of those two. So the reason why we put down those exact amounts was, first of all, if you don't know anything about fertilizer, when you buy fertilizer, it's not the purest form of the nutrients the plant needs. Basically, if you were to get 100 pounds of potash or K2O, you're actually getting 60 pounds of actual K or potassium that the plant can take up. So basically my rates are exactly half of what you would put over an acre because I'm growing only a half an acre. So the K-Mag gives us potassium, magnesium, and sulfur, which potassium is an essential macronutrient, magnesium is a micronutrient, and sulfur is a minor macronutrient, or a secondary macronutrient I should say, which basically that would support our K or potassium part of the fertilizer, because when you have fertilizer you have NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Next up is the DAP or diammonium phosphate, which basically it supplies only a small amount of nitrogen, and mainly what this does is where your phosphorus comes from, or your phosphate. Now you have AMS or ammonium sulfate. This is where your nitrogen comes from, a big part of it. And since corn is basically a grass, nitrogen is a key part in it, and that's what basically makes it dark green. Then you have 200 pounds of 19. 19 is basically just to get the all three levels up equally. And then the side dress is... Alright everybody, I had to move to the shade real quick because my phone overheated, and it's like a heating index of 112 or something like that today, but tractor's still over there. But basically, we didn't put on any pre-plant, just because how things worked out this year. Such a funky year with me getting started and everything, but we fertilized, and then we side dressed about 3 weeks later with some 3200 of urea, which that just added on to my nitrogen levels. And I'll be honest, I'm not an expert on any of this fertilizer stuff. My dad was a main contributor to it. He got me all my levels and everything straight and told me what to get and everything. I'm just, trying to go over what I know and basically what all we did. But anyways, hopefully y'all learned something from this video. I know I sure have. But anyways, be sure to like and subscribe and comment something about any questions or any reasons why we're doing something the way we are. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and God bless.